traveling all over the world, reaching currently is also serving as a regional secretary assistant of the Indian CR Chandigarh. So we are really fortunate that some Ujjain devotees are also very fortunate because we recently came for Bhakti Vaibhav, reaching Bhakti Vaibhav. So without giving much time, there is a lot to say, but time to say. So welcome, this is Rukmini Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
कबीरा चित्तहरि प्रभु की जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय द्वैत चंद जय गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद जय गौर भक्त वृंद चैतन्य चरितामृत आदि लीला चैप्टर 9 वर्स 41 भारत भूमि ते हले मनुष्य जन्म जार जन्म सार्थक करे कर परोपकार भारत भूमि ते हले मनुष्य जन्म जार जन्म सार्थक करे कर परोपकार
भारत भूमि पे हइलो मनुष्य जन्म जार
भारत भूमि ते हइलो मनुष्य जन्म जार
जन्म सार्थक करी करो परोपकार
जन्म सार्थक करे कर परोपकार भारत भूमि ते हइलो मनुष्य जन्म जार जन्म सार्थक करे कर परोपकार माता जी भारत भूमि ते हइलो मनुष्य जन्म जार जन्म सार्थक करे कर परोपकार भारत भूमि ते हइलो मनुष्य जन्म जार जन्म सार्थक करे कर Thank you. Translation and Paraphrase Divine Necessity Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation, kindly repeat after me. One who has taken his birth as a human being in the land of India, Bharatvarsh, should make his life successful and work for the benefit of all other people. The magnanimity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expressed in this very important verse. Although he was born in Bengal and Bengalis therefore have a special duty towards him, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is addressing not only Bengalis but all the inhabitants of India, especially IONC. It is the land of India that actual human civilization can be developed. Human life is specially meant for God realization as stated in Vedanta Sutra, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Anyone who takes birth in the land of India, Bharatvarsh, has a special privilege of being able to take advantage of the instructions and the guidance of the Vedic civilization. He automatically receives the basic principle of spiritual life. For 99.9% of the Indian people, even simple village farmers and others who are neither educated nor sophisticated, believe in the transmigration of the soul, believe in the past and future lives, believe in God and naturally want to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead or His representative. These ideas are the natural inheritance of a person born in India. India has many holy places of pilgrimage such as Gaya, Banaras, Mathura, Prayag, Vrindavan, Haridwar, Rameshwaram and Jagannath Puri. And still people go there by the hundreds and thousands. Although the present leaders of India are influencing the people not to believe in God, not to believe in next life, and not to believe in distinction between pious and impious life. And they are teaching them how to drink wine, eat meat, and become supposedly civilized. People are nevertheless afraid of the four activities of sinful life, namely illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. And whenever there is a religious festival, they gather together by thousands. We have actual experience of this. Whenever the Krishna conscious movement holds a Sankirtan festival in big cities like Calcutta, Bombay, Madras, Ahmedabad, or Hyderabad, thousands of people come to hear. Sometimes we speak in English, but even though most people do not understand English, they nevertheless come to hear us. Even when imitation incarnations of Godhead speak, people gather in thousands. For everyone who is born in the land of India has a natural spiritual inclination and is taught the basic principles of spiritual life. They merely need to be a little more educated in the Vedic principle. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Janam Sarthak Kari Kar Paropkar. If an Indian is educated in Vedic principle, he is able to perform the most beneficial welfare activity for the entire world. At present, for the want of Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, the entire world is in darkness, having been covered by the four principles of sinful life, meat eating, illicit sex, gambling, and intoxication. Therefore, there is a need for vigorous propaganda to educate people to refrain from sinful activities. This will bring peace and prosperity. The rogues, thieves, and debauchees will naturally decrease in number, and all the human society will be God conscious. The practical effect of our spreading the Krishna conscious movement all over the world is that now the most degraded debauchees are becoming the most elevated saints. This is the only one Indian's humble service to the world. Srila Prabhupada ki. If all Indians had taken to this path as advised by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, India would have given a unique gift to the world, and thus India would have been glorified. Now, however, India is known as a poverty-stricken country, and whenever anyone from America or another opulent country goes to India, he sees many people lying by the footpath for whom there are not even provisions for 2 meals a day. There are also institutions collecting money from all parts of the world in the name of welfare activities for poverty-stricken people, but they are spending it for their own sense gratification. Now, on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Krishna conscious movement has been started, and people are benefiting from this movement. Therefore, it is now the duty of the leading men of India to consider the importance of this movement and train many Indians to go outside of India to preach this cult. People will accept it. There will be cooperation among the Indian people and among the other people of the world, and the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will then be fulfilled. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will then be glorified all over the world, and people will be naturally be happy, peaceful, and prosperous, not only in this life but also in the next. For as stated in Bhagavad Gita, anyone who understands Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will very easily get salvation or freedom from the repetition of birth and death and go back home back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore requests every Indian to become a preacher of his cult to save the world from disaster and confusion. This is not only the duty of Indians, but the duty of everyone, and we are very happy that American and European boys and girls are seriously cooperating with this movement. One should know definitely that the best welfare activity for all of human society is to awaken man's God consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Therefore, everyone should help this great movement. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, 22nd chapter, verse 35, which is quoted next in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Muda Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tamsajivam Sadhvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitansha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे।
हरे कृष्णा। इंडिया का FM 108 चल रहा है।
Hare Krishna. So I'm extremely happy to be here amongst all of you wonderful, inspired youth preachers. So I'm feeling a bit awkward also because my desire was to hear. Initially I was not planning to come, then I thought I should come. I heard that His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Project Maharaj is also coming, Goranta is also coming, Radhesham is also there. So I hear from them. But somehow the core committee gave me the instruction to give this Bhagavatam class. So I seek blessings of all the devotees. So really yesterday we had wonderful presentations and it was very, very inspiring to see how all of you are working as a team, collaborating with each other, and how we are pushing forward this movement as expressed by Srila Prabhupada in this very important verse. Bharat Bhumite Haile Manusya Janmajar Janam Sarthak Kari Kar Paropkar. So His Grace Chakravarti Prabhu suggested me that I can speak on the qualities of a genuine Krishna conscious leader. So, qualities of a genuine youth preacher. So it is a assignment for all of us. Bharat Bhumite Haile Manusya Janmajar. All of us are born in India. We are so fortunate, but we have two responsibilities. Janam Sarthak Kari Kar Paropkar. It's very, very important. So Janam Sarthak Kari Kar Paropkar, that means it requires leadership. Janam Sarthak Kari, I have to perfect my life and I have to benefit others also and help them in perfecting their lives. Okay, and this is the mission of ISKCON also. Once one Srila Prabhupada's disciple, His Grace Vishal Prabhu, who was a very frontline book distributor, and he had a very special relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was busy in a meeting in Vrindavan with GBCs, and it was not, allowed for any devotee to just enter into the room and talk to Prabhupada. But Vishal had a special privilege. He just entered inside the room, and the meeting was going on. Vishal Prabhu asked a question. Srila Prabhupada, what is the duty of ISKCON and what is the duty of member of ISKCON? All of us said. Srila Prabhupada, everyone was surprised what kind of question is asking. Srila Prabhupada replied, duty of ISKCON and member of ISKCON is be Krishna conscious and help others in being Krishna conscious. So that is our duty. Okay, be Krishna conscious and help others in being Krishna conscious. So Janam Sarthak Kari Kar Paropkar. So it requires leadership. So we may say, Prabhuji, or we may feel also, I'm not a born leader, I don't have leadership qualities. Other devotees are very good leaders. Somehow I have been forced to do this. But today we'll discuss, every one of us is a leader. We are leaders. I was fortunate enough that when I was in Mayapur during this festival, I could hear His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Sai Maharaj. His Bhagavatam class was there. And he spoke on the topic of leadership. So I'm taking a few tips from him. And it was very inspiring. So he was stressing on this fact that every one of us is a leader. Okay. Why? All of us we get some opportunities to influence others. Leadership means influencing others. Also, leadership means servitorship. In the material world, leadership is taken as a post to enjoy. But in our spiritual organization, leadership means to serve. So I'll begin with some beautiful statements from His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj on leadership. Radhanath Maharaj is saying, leadership is not a post to enjoy. If that is your idea, then you will be a very miserable leader. a very exploitative person. Leadership is a very serious, significant responsibility of service to others. Very serious, significant responsibility of service to others. Okay. So, like it's a servitorship. So, in a way, all of us are potential leaders because Jiva Swarupa hai Krishna Nityadas. We are servants. So, we are serving, somehow that we have to serve. Without serving, we cannot survive. So, more we have desire or eagerness to serve others in any capacity, more we are in a leadership role, more will be effective in our leadership. So that may all of us are leaders, and if we are, and we can always improve upon our leadership qualities by improving our service attitude. Okay. Still, this leadership can be divided in three parts: self, people, and organizational. Janam Sartha Kari, self leadership; Kar Paropkar, people leadership, and organizational leadership. So we'll, in a limited time, all these three topics are very detailed. Let's see how much justice we can do in the limited time. So self-leadership. So what is the meaning of self-leadership? We all have to lead ourselves. Okay. Lead ourselves means lead our mind and senses. Okay. We always, every moment we have to decide, I have to choose prayers or shreyas. Right. So I have to control my mind and senses. Only then I can lead others. Okay. Daya sarva bhuteshu santushta yena kenava sarv indriyam shantesha tushyati ashu janardana. Narada Muni is instructing Pachetas that it is very easy to satisfy the Lord. Just three things are required. Daya sarva bhuteshu, shower your mercy on others. Santushta yena kenava, just be satisfied whatever we are getting. Sarva indriyam shantesha, and controlling all the senses. Just following these three, I can satisfy the Lord. But I will be able to show mercy to others if I am peaceful in myself, if my senses are controlled. If my senses or mind are not controlled, I myself in a very pitiable condition. I'm desiring this, I'm desiring that. So how can I think of benefiting others? Okay. So until unless we are doing proper self-leadership, we won't be able to spread this Krishna conscious movement. So it's very much required to be self-leader, good self-leader. Okay, yeah, the best gift we can offer to the humanity is our elevated consciousness, is our character. In this Kali Yuga, Prabhupada says the whole atmosphere of Kali Yuga is surcharged with doubt and suspicion. In all the relationships we can see, disciple, guru, teacher, student, husband, wife, parents, children, there is doubt. Authority, subordinate, boss, employee, this whole material world is, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says, the world of cheaters and cheated. So with this background, we come in the association of devotees. And our devotional service starts with faith, Shraddha. So how difficult it is, The whole atmosphere is surcharged with doubt and suspicion. Okay. So in this, we all are looking for some person, some leader who can be an ideal example for all of us. Everyone is looking for an ideal example. And when we discuss, people say, what can we do, Prabhuji? Our seniors not behaving properly. So how can we act? So we have very good excuse for not going to back to God at this life, because my seniors not behaving properly. So whatever the situation, now we are acting as leaders. So we have to focus on our character build-up. Otherwise, we may have big achievements, and we can see in our society also, the whole leadership crisis is only because of lack of proper self-leadership. We may have big achievements, and we have seen our leaders also, they run so much services, but somehow or other, they couldn't keep up. So because Maya is very strong, so we have to be always very, very alert. So there was one very proud king. So one sage, sadhu, visited him. So the king was very proud. The king asked me, who are you? He said, I am also a king. People call me Maharaj. He was a sannyasi. People call me Maharaj. If you are Maharaj, where is your army? Then he said, Titikshva Karunika Suhidasavnahina Ajat Shatva Shatva Sadva Sadhu. I don't have any army because I don't consider anyone as my enemy. So I don't have any army. Okay. The king said, if you are Maharaj, where is your kingdom? He says, Iha yasya haridasya karmana mansavira. Nikhilasu avastasu jivan mapta suchyate. I don't remain in this material world. I'm from a different realm. So no kingdom is required. He said, if you are a king, Maharaj, where is your treasury? He said, Yam dabtva chapram labdam, manyati nadikam tatam, yasmin siti dukkhena grunapi vichadya. So I'm always blissful. This is my treasury. Okay, if you are Maharaj, so over whom you are ruling, whom you are trying to conquer, so jitatmana prashantasya, paramatma simaveta. Shitansha dukkhe sutata, manapamane. So the king thought, yes, this person is something special. Although I am having all kinds of achievements, I am lacking in all the aspects which he has mentioned. So I was thinking, if we really want to perfect our life, all of us have to become Maharaj. Whether we may have title of Maharaj or no. In this assembly, there are many sannyas candidates, and in future they will get the title of Maharaj. But whether we get the title of Maharaj or not, internally we all have to become Maharaj. Do you agree with me? Because Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita 6.2, Yam sannyasindati prahu yogam tadviti pandava nahi sanyasta sankalpa yogi bhavati kaschana. Until unless we become sannyasi by heart, we cannot become a yogi. No? Yoga and sannyas are the same thing. So one has to become Maharaj. Jai Prahlad Singh Dev Bhagwan ki, Radha Madan Mohan ji ki, Krishna Balaram ki, you know, when Lord Ram was going to the forest and Lakshman was also going to accompany him, so Lakshman just went to Sumitra to take her permission, her blessings. So Sumitra was already prepared to give permission to Lakshman, and she said very nice thing. She said, Lakshman, you are the undisputed king of your unrivaled kingdom. Now, Lakshman was no kingdom. So the explanation is, he is the undisputed king of unrivaled kingdom. What is his kingdom? He is the king of the kingdom of servitorship. What is his property? To serve. When Sumitra conceived, when the Sumitra took that payasam, that Divya Kheer, which was brought from the Yajna, she took that kheer, took that prasad with the mentality that my children will be servants of the children born to Kaushalya and Kaikeyi, Bharat and Shatrughan and Lakshman. So he says, your kingdom is the kingdom of servitorship. And who is your praja? Over whom you are ruling? Your praja is your mind and senses. So if one can rule over his mind and senses, then he is the king of kingdom of servitorship. No one can take away this kingdom from him. You can always serve. No material conditions can impede our service attitude. Nothing can stop us from serving. It's unrivaled kingdom. Provided we are ruling our praja properly, and praja is our mind and senses, and this is our self-leadership. Krishna also says to Uddhav, who is the real hero in 11th canto, 19th chapter. Krishna says, Swabhav Vijite Shurya. One who has conquered his Swabhav, he is a real hero. Okay, so the whole world is not trying to prove, but we devotees have only one agenda: how to improve. We don't need to prove. We have to improve only. And there are so many outside world we see, and sometimes in our society we see also people are struggling, fighting for power, post, position. But if we are really sincere, we should be really struggling to elevate our consciousness. Prabhupada has given us a slogan, think big. We should think big in terms of big projects also. Nagaradi Gram, yes, we should think big in those terms also. Also, we should think big in terms of elevating my consciousness also. Overcoming all my weaknesses, all my shortcomings. Okay, so that way, self-leadership, first part is that we have to do our sadhana perfectly so that we can control our mind and senses. Prabhupada says leaders means leaders in chanting and hearing. Okay, Prabhupada says in the material world one can be a leader without chanting and hearing, but in the spiritual world one can be a leader only by proper chanting and hearing. And Prabhupada said perfect examples, by personal examples. When Prabhupada was in Los Angeles, he was not feeling well, and he had to give Bhagavatam class. Devotees were telling him, Prabhupada, you can take rest. Prabhupada said, no, I'll go down for the class because today if I miss the class, I'll set a bad example. Even if you're not feeling slightly well, you can skip the class. So Prabhupada went for the class. Prabhupada sat on the Vyasas and Prabhupada started speaking, but he couldn't speak. Then Prabhupada asked one of his disciples to give the class, and again Prabhupada didn't went up to his room. Prabhupada was sitting in the class, hearing the class. Okay, so that is what is expected from all the leaders, to set a good example of good sadhana. Okay, then because leader means, Prabhupada says, leader means a good follower. Okay, until unless one is a good follower, he cannot be a good leader. And we're trying to perform Uttama Bhakti, and the definition of Uttama Bhakti is Anya Bilashita Shunyam Gyan Karma Denavitam Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Uttama. Anushilanam, this is the primary symptom, primary lakshan, Sarup lakshan of Uttama Bhakti. Anushilanam, that is following the authorities. So a leader means a good follower. Okay, a leader has to be, for the self-leadership, it's very, very essential to be introspective. Now, in this world of social media and AI, the things are moving so fast, one can easily be swayed away. One can easily be swayed away. So, until unless we are introspective, we may lose touch with ourselves. We may lose touch with the reality. So, it's very important. We may have big, big achievements. Many people are glorifying us. But if we should take time and honestly ask myself, am I chanting with love and taste? How I am feeling when I see other devotees progressing ahead of me? I should be very, very honest in asking this question to myself. Okay, because this is the real growth. Spiritual growth is the real growth, and spiritual growth cannot be left to chance, by chance. Okay, ho jayega, by time it will happen. Hari bol, Hari bol. No. Prabhupada says success in Krishna consciousness depends on voluntary endeavors. It cannot be left to chance. We have got this human form of life by a natural evolution. It was automatic process. Like even if we consider Darwin's theory, a monkey didn't have to perform any tapasya to get a human form of life. It's an automatic evolution. But after coming to human form of life, and after coming to the association of devotees, after getting the seed of devotional creeper, it's now my responsibility to cultivate it. So it requires efforts, voluntary endeavors. Once His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, he was sharing his memories. He was in Mayapur, early days, and the Chakra building was there, and he was serving Srila Prabhupada. And every night, between 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the night, he used to hear someone chanting on the roof of Chakra building. One day, second day, third day, he was very curious. He went on the roof and saw one brahmachari. His name was Ghanshyam Prabhu, who later became Bhakti Desai Maharaj. He was chanting. Hey, he asked, Prabhu, why are you chanting at this time? What was the reply of His Holiness Bhakti Desai Maharaj? He said, I am not as fortunate as you to be born in India. So I'm making up for that. I'm making up for that by chanting extra rounds. See, so Bhakti Charu Maharaj was so much impressed by his seriousness, and they became very good friends. So this is how, we have to be so desperate. If we want to enter the spiritual sky, if we want to go back to Godhead, we'll have to develop the character of the association of the Lord. I cannot go back to Godhead Yatharup as it is. Krishna, you take me as it is. No. Krishna is giving Guru Sadhu Shas so that I can reform myself and build up on my character so that I can become eligible to go back to Godhead. So much can be said on self-leadership. So this is self-leadership. One has to be introspective. We have to make conscious efforts on my consciousness. We have to be very proper in our sadhana. Set a good example. That's a self-leadership, controlling my mind and senses. Then comes people leadership. People leadership means, like yesterday Radheshyam Prabhu made a very nice comment. There are three aspects: skills, relationship, and consciousness. Similarly, self-leadership, people leadership, and organizational leadership. Now, people leadership means a leader is supposed to be very, very enthusiastic. And unless he is enthusiastic, he cannot enthuse others. Okay. And leadership means, like I said previously, influence. Influence will come from relationship. And relationship means love. And love means service. Okay. So, whether we have any official leadership post or not, we can always influence others. Okay. And more we have people relationship, easy for us it will be to manage to lead. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, there are 4 stages of God worship: fear, duty, desire, and love. Similarly, many people may follow a leader out of fear. He has post, he is an authority, I have to follow. Okay. Out of duty, obligation, or getting some benefit from that leader, or out of inspiration. So what is the best one? Out of inspiration. So we should honestly introspect. We all are in a leadership position. Are my subordinates following me because I have some power, post, position, or because of my purity? They are inspired. So best is if I can inspire them out of my purity. So even if in the future I may or may not have official leadership role, but if I have love or purity in my heart, I can always influence others because it is contagious. In that episode in the past time, when Shivanand Sen is accompanied by a dog, and the Shivanand Sen is taking very nice care of a dog, and the dog is misplaced. Then Shivanand Sen observe a fast, and when they reached Jagannath Puri and they went to see Lord Chaitanya, and they see the dog is still there. And on just immediately seeing the dog, Shivanand Sen is offering obeisances, begging forgiveness. The Lord Chaitanya is taking coconut pulp and he throws his Mahaprasad towards the dog, and in front of all the devotees, the dog goes back to Godhead. There, Srila Prabhupada is writing in the purport. It is because of the association, a dog had the association of a devotee, it could be delivered. And Prabhupada is stressing the members of the Krishna conscious movement should keep themselves so much pure that whomsoever comes in their contact, they are also purified. Okay, so that is the best way to influence others, by our purity. Okay, we may or may not have any position, but if we have love in our heart, we have compassion in our heart, we want to share something, we'll be able to influence. When Srila Prabhupada went to West, they were hippies. The hippies had 2 golden rules. The first golden rule was, every person above the age of 30 is a crazy man. And second golden rule was, we will not hear anyone's instruction. So who can advise them? Anyone above 30 is a madman. Prabhupada was 70. And Prabhupada advised them, not only in English with Sanskrit verses. And they heard, they submitted to him because they could find Prabhupada has something special to offer, which even their parents couldn't offer. And what was that? Love, care. So this is how. So if we really want to be good people leadership, we have to purify ourselves. We have to be in a giving mood. Maharaj was quoting his spiritual master, His Holiness Kadam Kanand Swami Maharaj. And he was saying, Kadam Kanand Swami Maharaj once told him that if we give more and get less, we'll always keep ourselves floating in life. But if we get more and give less, we'll drop. Very nice formula. So every day we can introspect. I'm getting more or giving more. If you want to really survive in Krishna consciousness, flourish in Krishna consciousness, give more and get less. So people leadership means relationship. Okay. Srila Prabhupada in NOI verse 4 is writing very nice line, very inspiring line. He says, the life of this Krishna conscious movement is being nourished by these 6 loving exchanges. Life of this Krishna conscious movement is being nourished. And there's so much faith giving. Sometimes we see this life is being nourished by politics or by some force, by this force. No, it is being nourished by 6 loving exchanges. And Prabhupada says, all our activities in this Krishna conscious movement should be based on love and trust. And Prabhupada is giving his own example. This movement was started by one man, single man. And by the 6 loving exchanges, now the movement has flourished so much. So this is how. Because if we have relationships, things can work very nicely. Okay. And every leader, His Holiness, I was reading Bhakti Swami Maharaj's book called Surrender. In that book, he's writing spiritual leadership. He says, how should I have people leadership? Leader means who generates more leaders. Okay. So, while dealing with subordinates, Bhakti Swami Maharaj is stating that there can be 3 kinds of relationships. One relationship is, we always keep the subordinate as subordinate. This is your sarup. You're always serving under me. Okay. The second way is, we pull him up and bring him to our level. Okay. But the third, the ideal way of saying is go down and push him up. That means a leader is one who always wants that his subordinates, his juniors should excel him. It's very difficult, very difficult. But the strength to do this will come by proper self-leadership. If our mission is clear, then we will get the strength to go down and push our subordinate up. Otherwise, the tendency will be to keep him down on you, or at the most bring him to some level. So this is people leadership, very important. And the last comes is organizational leadership. We all know that Prabhupada in his final pastimes had told Giriraj Swami Maharaj that this movement will spread by organization and intelligence. And it is required. That's why IIFC is there. And we've seen that for the last 9 years, wonderful efforts have been put, and how we're getting together, and so much so much energy, synergy is being created. So we can share the sources with each other. So this organization is very much required. So recently I was in Bangalore. So I had the fortune of meeting his guest, Bhakti Vinod Prabhu. You all know Bhakti Vinod Prabhu is known for his humor. So he told me there are 2 types of ISKCON. He said one is corporate ISKCON and other is cooperate ISKCON. So he said, if you really want to progress, if you want to be a real leader, we should go for cooperate ISKCON, not corporate ISKCON. It's very deep. And then I was thinking, how do we make shift from corporate ISKCON to corporate ISKCON? When we are always focused on the mission, we'll always be in a cooperative spirit. When the personal ambition comes in, then the corporate spirit comes in. If the personal ambition is there, then the competitiveness will come, then the corporate spirit. And Prabhupada said it is the most dangerous. When the personal ambition comes, it will be most dangerous. Okay? And because we are coming from the material world, and this material world right from the childhood, we are trained to be competitive in spirit. Cutthroat competition, rat race, that's what we are told. So we come with that corporate spirit, and then we are told to be corporate spirit. It's a big shift. But we have to do that. Otherwise, only with corporate ISKCON, we can attract the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and attract the mercy of Krishna. If we keep our corporate spirit, it's very difficult. We'll be harming ourselves also. We'll never be satisfied. Our corporate mind is ever satisfied. Never satisfied. So if you are in ISKCON with a corporate spirit, never satisfied. We may be chanting also, we may be committing offenses also. So it's always required that we should have this kind of corporate spirit. That means how it can come? Always be following the authority. Like Bhakti Charu Maharaj was always very particular that we should take GPC as the ultimate authority. And we have one authority to follow, and it will be very easy to cooperate. And we can see, time is less, so I'll share some examples of our present acharyas. Okay, Prabhupada's example is there. Our present acharyas, they were the pillars of ISKCON, and because of their efforts, ISKCON is flourishing so much. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj used to make a very nice statement, and he used to quote it from Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur's statement. He says, if the whole world glorifies me, but Krishna does not recognize me, what is the use of that glorification? Okay, if you are in a corporate spirit, we may have a lot of followers, lot of achievements, glorification, but the Krishna is not recognizing me. So what is the use of this glorification? If the whole world spits at me, but Krishna recognizes me, then who cares about that spitting? Very nice statement. Okay. Very nice. Similarly, we have example of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. To what extent he can go to save this organization, to save this society. A few years back, there was some dispute in a Hyderabad farm. I'm forgetting the name. The Hyderabad farmland was there. So there was some dispute, controversy between there was some land mafia was there and devotees were there. Earlier, the police was supporting the devotees. But somehow some devotees misbehaved with the police, so the police started supporting mafia. When the police start supporting mafia, then devotees' life become miserable. So they reported the matter to Japta Goswami Maharaj. He came there, heard everyone, and the situation was very, very serious. ISKCON could have lost that land. So he said, okay, I'll go and meet that local police chief. So they're driving in the jeep, and the Maharaj was very, very serious. It was before he got stroke, must be before 2007 or so. Maharaj's personality was very heavy, and he was very, very grave. Devotees were feeding Maharaj, this happened, that happened, police is not supporting us, they are taking bribes, everything. Maharaj was just silent and hearing. And when the jeep stopped at police station, Maharaj just got down and started walking very briskly. And everyone was after him, what he's going to do. And immediately Maharaj went there, and the police chief was sitting on his chair. Maharaj just fell flat, Dandavat Pranam. Such a big sannyasi, and offering Dandavat to that police officer. He jumped on his seat. What is this, Maharaj? What are you doing? Maharaj folded his hand. Please forgive us. We committed mistake. Please forgive us. So his heart was melted. No need, not just sit down. Everything is done. Then he said, yes, your devotees don't behave properly. That's why some confusion was there. Now we have come, everything is settled. Just see. Only one thing was there, how to save the mission. How to save the mission. And with his humanity, he could do that. Similarly, when someone asked His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj, once, His Holiness Keshav Bharati Maharaj came to our temple. So I was co-president, so I asked Keshav Bharati Swami Maharaj, when we do management, I commit offenses. So, how to avoid offenses while you are managing, dealing with devotees, it's very difficult. So Maharaj said, you people do seminars on attentive chanting, attentive hearing. You should have seminars on attentive management also. Yes, Maharaj, that's what I'm asking. And then he said, go and learn from your Guru Maharaj. Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, we see Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he has been GBC for more than 50 years. And he had dealt with so many complicated issues, but always kept ISKCON's interest in forefront. And what was his secret? Someone asked him, what is the secret of your success? And Maharaj said very humbly, strong morning program and avoiding Vaishnava Aparadh. That is strong self-leadership and good people relationship. Avoiding Vaishnava Aparadh. Maharaj never used to correct anyone. Connection was very good. More connection, less correction. So if you have less connection, we'll have more correction, which is not liked by anyone. So that way, these 3 steps are there. Organizational leadership also means making strategies. Yes, we have to organize, we have to strategize. Although Lord Chaitanya was always in ecstasy, but he was a very good organizer. Before even meeting Ishwar Puripad, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to East Bengal. There he met Tapan Mishra. Tapan Mishra was confused. What is the goal of life? How to attain the goal of life? What is sadhana? What is sadhya? And he got a dream. And in the dream, a divine personality appeared. And he said, to overcome your confusion, you should approach Nimai Pandit, his Supreme Lord himself. And the Lord then instructed him that supermost sadhana and sadhya is chanting of holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So then Tapan Mishra was so impressed, he told Nimai, I want to accompany you. The Nimai Pandit told him, no, you just go to Varanasi. Whole plan was clear. You go to Varanasi. So he placed him. This organization means resource allocation. So he put Tapan Mishra in Varanasi. Then he took sannyas, went to South India, Sri Rangam. There he met Gopal Bhatt Goswami. He told him, he was a child, be here only till your parents are alive. And after that, you go to Vrindavan, assist Rupa and Sanatan. Everything was clear. Before he started Sankirtan movement, Bhugarv Goswami came to meet him. Okay, you go to Vrindavan. It was all organized. Similarly, we see Lord Krishna. He put a lot of strategies. Jarasandha came to attack him. Krishna had so many options. Should I kill Jarasandha and take his army? Or should I kill the army, leave Jarasandha alive? Or what should I kill both? Then he strategized. Okay, I'll kill the army leave Jarasandha alive, because Jarasandha comes 17 times, And 18th time came, again he came with the army, then Kalevan also came. Again Krishna strategized. What is my strength? What are my weakness? What are opportunities? What are threats? Strength is there, okay, even if I escape, Vishwakarma can make Dwarka. Very good. Weakness is okay, my weakness is the attack from both sides, Jarasan and Kalevan. Opportunity, okay, if I go to Dwarka, I can manifest my Dwarka past tense. Okay. And threat is that I can't kill Kalevan because he's blessed by Lord Shiva. So full SWOT analysis it. And he said, okay, let me shift to Dwarka. So it's not that, and then he had to take the option whether I go for Rajasuri Yag or kill Jarasan. He consulted Uddhava. So organization is always required, and organizations are always required. Leadership is always required. But the sequence should be self-leadership, people leadership, and organizational leadership. All are required. And one should not go to extremes. Sometimes we are too much focused on self-leadership. And then we forget about people leadership, organizational leadership. No, until unless I first might purify myself, how can I go out and preach? No, that's not the mission. It goes on simultaneously. And sometimes one may go too much focused on organizational skills and forget about self-leadership. That is another extreme. So all three have to be balanced, and we can fulfill the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bharat Bhumite Aine Manushya Janam Ja, Janam Sarthak Kari, Karya Paropkar. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Maharaj, Radhesham Prabhu, please give your comments, corrections. First gives your wisdom, share your wisdom.
Hare Krishna. Your class was like filled with so many sutras and so many deep pastimes. It was just the journey to heart of all that is that every minute we had a class. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words.
To speak such wonderful class. Thank you very much. I had a question. Sometimes even lot of devotees in the hours of crisis, they say one of the words which hurts their peers. So after that, the working relationship gets strained. And if we are the superior role, senior role, where both of them have loyalty to me, for example, then how do we make sure that that unpleasantness goes away and they can relate with one another nicely? Because otherwise we are all very devotees, but there are occasional crisis situations come. And due to this, there will be a lot of losses for the mission.
Yes, bro. Thank you very much. Sometimes it happens in crisis situations. We may lose Vacho Vegam and say something unpleasant. But if we are really working on our consciousness, self-leadership, we'll immediately realize it. And a leader should not hesitate to beg forgiveness. A leader should be very, very transparent. So more we keep ourselves transparent, more we win that trust. So if by chance I have spoken wrong words, we should not hesitate to go back and beg forgiveness. So even sometimes when I spoke on Sri Maharaj, he used to beg forgiveness. Sorry, I chastised you. So I said heavy words. So we can always say that because there was so much of pressure, I couldn't do that. I couldn't hold myself. So then there will be better understanding. And we should also train our subordinates to accept seniors as they are, because no one is an ideal personality. We all have our shortcomings also and good points also. So we should always accept the other person as they are. This is true love. That way I think. Thank you. Maharaj, blessings.
We should always hear the sustainable Katha. There are so many aspects of our lifestyle for I like one aspect. In our Srimad Bhagavatam, we glorify Father previous success. But we glorify Prabhupada's disciples, then we give more tradition to Prabhupada. So So we have covered so many people at the same time. So we have various aspects. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Yes.
We have a right track or not, like, but what kind of, what are the measurement, how can measure the, self leadership, that we are right track or not?
Yeah. So introspection is, like I said, how much I'm holding the taste for the holy name, how much my envy for other devotees is reducing, okay, how much I'm relishing Srimad Bhagavatam, how much my material attractions are going down. This is a thermometer, like material attractions are going down or not, that way. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Your classes are not. We talked about your discussion. Corporate. When we are in a leadership position, that if I'm dealing with a devotee, but how will I know? Because anyone who is having ambitions, he doesn't know. He feels that I'm facing Prabhupada. So how will I know that I am acting on myself now in dealing with this devotee? He is very good, suited for service of Sri Prabhupada. He wants to serve. But how will I come to know?
Yeah. So very good question, and it requires expertise. Prabhupada could do that. Prabhupada could, channelize the passion of his devotees in the right direction. So, a newcomer comes, we cannot, bombard him with all those slogans. Be in a cooperative spirit, you're in corporate spirit. You cannot do it. We have to encourage him and channelize his passion in the right direction. At the same time, continuous chanting and hearing is going on. So then he will be able to adjust and understand these things. For a newcomer, we have to channelize his passion in the right direction and set the good examples, and continuous hearing and chanting will help.
When the project grows, project is an initial stage, then there are newcomers. But gradually, all the devotees evolve to a level that they are in a position that they can do many things.
Yeah.
It's not that we wish that this person to serve as a client, but they are very potential.
Yeah.
They are actually,
Yeah.
it's like we're talking about maybe them.
Yeah.
So they are very different. So at that kind of situation where some such similar leaders are there, and you are like superior to something like this, then how do we I know that I am acting on ambitions.
I'm acting in the right spirit or wrong spirit.
My ambition is that
I'm throttling them, not giving them space. Yeah, that way I'll introspect. If I see my juniors have a lot of potential and they need more space to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and I'm feeling hesitant to give them space, then I should introspect. And then I can, reveal my heart to my superiors. I'm feeling somewhat awkward to give them space. So that's my weakness. And at the same time, I can have some apprehensions of their capability. So I delegate them, empower them, at the same time keep some supervision and gradually release the reins, gradually see how they are doing. And Radheshyam Prabhu can add more to this. He's more experienced. Radesh.
correction. So when there are devotees working with us over the years, we have to identify who amongst these five type of leaders they are. The lowest and the youngest type of leader is one who is an individual player. You give a service, they will do it, that's all. They will not be able to work with others. Then the fourth type of leader is one who is a good team player, like ants. Ants are good team players. Lions, they're individual players. So if he's individual player, just give him one department, he and his department is planning. If they are good team players, then they go for Sangeeta together. They always like behaviors, work with other people. Then a third type of leader is one who is a team leader. When he can actually lead the department and also galvanize the talents and skill sets of multiple devotees and repose it towards a goal to be achieved. They are very smart leaders, third type of leaders are team leaders. And second type of leader is a very smart team leader who can even engage the weak links also. For example, Ramachandra engaged even a squirrel, in the building of the state for that. He would encourage and give some sense of security even to the squirrel also. So that is the second type of leader. Then the first type of leader is a visionary leader. One who is a visionary also. You send him somewhere and put him, he will expand the chain. He will develop the temples, he will bring devotees, grow the organization. So he has that type of talent. So in case you find that there is somebody under you who is level one, the topmost category, then you should start dreaming for his bright future. You should think, okay, this side of the city, there is not much teaching happening. Send him to a house program to begin with. Ask him to take a college program. In college programs, you get some promotions. House program, you get some congregation. And tell you that particular spot is very good for you. The better. And I will come and assist you. So you can go and facilitate him by encouraging him and appreciating his activities. And then that's what we did. His temple was small. The rather big temples came out of it. The lower temple. So all the temple came out.
Enjoyed by that means because Gopal Krishna Maharaj was a visionary leader. He was.
So he was employing many things like Red Mohan was the sent him to Kurukshetra now. So now the father will also want Kurukshetra also prohibited. Many big temples came out. And gradually Punjab temple has become now 4 times the size now. I don't know how he can go recently. One of the donors calculated by
Maharaj was cultivating and it became double, more than double.
Maharaj inspired him to
And he is saying 4 times in future it will become 4 times also. But present it is more than double. Thank you.
So in this way, amongst the 5 types of leaders, I said 5 levels of leaders, we have to identify who is bad, then accordingly we empower them. Then I think they will be encouraged. And on the other side, Nisham was talking about, we as an individual leader, are we keeping them suppressed and not letting them grow? That is certainly a very good, valuable thing for our self-introspection. Because by suppressing them, either they will be happy, nor they will be happy. It will be like a pressurizing partner for both. It is better that they are given the right time. Nowadays, one of the challenges is many young devotees think very high of themselves. They think because they go to media, social media, and they get a very big following. And they think that the senior doesn't recognize that I am a gift to the world. They I will go on show my and they go headlong with Maya and break the So that is a big problem. Therefore, they are having a high overestimation of themselves. They have to send up a story like this that was somebody like that, who is a very poor and level-headed personality. They have to send his Bengali songs for meaning.
Thank you very much for your wonderful comments. So we'll stop here, I think. Question, last question, Krishna. You say?
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Amazing class. So, as you as a devotee knows and responsibility, at that time it is more nourished
Yeah.
than someone getting here. So, but the irony is that it's more services, more responsibilities, because of which it's sometimes quite difficult to take the necessary time and focus to absorb in the quality more than basic and the Shastra study and things like that. So how can one gain inspiration and intelligence to be able to get the necessary inspiration and time to focus on more something.
Very important point. I couldn't touch because of lack of time. So when we becomes more responsible, Prabhupada is writing one letter. Now you are taking more responsible. Now you will be forced to depend more on Krishna. So when we take more responsibilities, it should increase our dependence on Krishna. So when it increases our dependence on Krishna, that really purifies our heart. That is our real original constitutional position. So taking more responsibility doesn't mean less time. Taking more responsibility will facilitate my going deep in Krishna consciousness. Now, I'm spending 2 hours in chanting. With less responsibility, I'll be spaced out. If I have more responsibility, I'll be helpless. I'll be chanting, I'll be reading, I'll get more realizations because I'm depending on Krishna. So that's why it is encouraged that everyone should take more and more responsibilities. That way their quality of sadhana, dependence on Krishna will increase. At the same time, one has to keep balance also. It's not that one doesn't get time for chanting also or associating with devotee also. So within this, when we have good morning program, like His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj, when he was taking over the Indian zone, so Parijata Mataji was a podcast. So Parijata Mata was asking Guru Prasad Swami Maharaj, chairman, at that time he was chairman, what are your challenges? You are chairman GBC, you have your South American zone, Central American zone, and now you are taking over the zone of His Holiness Gopal Swami Maharaj. What are your challenges? He said, your challenge is a time zone, it's a different time zone. But as long as I'm getting the time for my chanting of rounds, reading Srila Prabhupada books, I can manage. So GBC chairman, this statement, such a nice statement. I'm getting time to chant my rounds and reading Srila Prabhupada books, there is no challenge. That's it. So more responsibility doesn't mean no time. It's a more opportunity to go deep, to come closer to Srila Prabhupada. Right? Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON of 2025 ki, Jai Gaur Premanande.